Well, hello everybody! How is everyone doing? My name is Kikiklin and welcome once again to Fprl, where the next track on our list is the Jeddah Corniche Circuit in Saudi Arabia. This track debuted in 2021 and has already made a lot of very good races and and controversies, which some of the most famous moments being Hamilton's and Verstappen's battle, ending in a big collision between the two title contenders right before the final corner, and the battle between Leclerc and Verstappen the right next year. The track has 27 corners, 16 to the left and 11 to the right. It's also mostly made out of straights, but only has 3 DRS zones, which are still very powerful. Dirty air is not a big thing here, so also because of that, because there's a lot of straights, so you're actually gonna stick with your rivals all the time, and we might see some battles happening into the final corner with DRS on the start-finish straights. So we might see some strategies of some people trying to get the most out of the DRS right before the finish line. So that is gonna be a lot of fun to watch. The tires are right in the middle, so we have C2, C3 and C4 available for today, also the intermediates and wets if there is going to be rain, which probably is going to be unlikely because we're again in a desert. Unfortunately, Oli I don't think is going to be commentating with us today, but we will probably see him on track, so let's see what he can do, if he will. So, again, we have a full qualifying session, which is going to set the grid for the race. It is going to be 50% like always, so we have 25 laps around Jeddah. Tire wear is not really that high around this circuit, it's actually pretty okay. You can easily do a mediums to softs if you really wanted to. You can also do a soft to medium, but a medium to soft is more preferable. The mediums should last around 20 laps, the hards should last the whole race if you want to do that, and then the softs last around 10 laps, which usually the game gets wrong. It usually says that they last a bit earlier, or like 7 laps than 10 laps, so the game is a little bit wrong there, but it all of course depends on how you drive and with your driving style, because if you drive aggressively, of course the tires are gonna wear out a bit more. We should have around 17 to 18 drivers, maybe a little bit more, which I'm not sure of, but nonetheless it is going to be a very fun race. Before we started this as well, or as we're waiting for people to join, I've got to say thank you to our sponsors Skullcandy and GoPro for sponsoring us and actually making this stream possible, because this could not have been possible without them. And you might want to grab some snacks, maybe grab something to drink, because we are going to be here for a pretty long time, like always. So strap yourselves in, and I really do hope that you are gonna enjoy today's stream and the commentary, and the race of course. Last time we actually saw a pretty intense battle between Kos and Wesley the whole entire race, with Wesley actually crossing the finish line first, but after the post penalties that were awarded after the race, Kos has actually managed to win that race, but Wesley still managed to get that second position that he was battling with Kos all race. So let's see if they can continue this battle here today as well around Jeddah, and I think we might have some people also joining that battle, with Yippei finally joining us today in the Alfa Romeo. He wasn't here in Bahrain, so let's see what the double champion can do against everyone else. And I don't think anyone else is new, and yeah, that is going to be it. So we're just waiting for some people to just join. We are gonna be a little bit late. We are already 3 minutes late, but it's probably not gonna be a problem. It actually gives me a perfect amount of time to actually check if the volume is okay. I think it's okay. You can also tell me in chat if it's okay. I can bump up the game volume a little bit, or the microphone volume. So just write if everything is okay, or if I'm doing a really bad job, and we're all gonna be fine. But yeah, looks like we are readying up in just a few moments, so we are going to be heading into qualifying. If you're new to Formula One, how qualifying works in this league, we have three separate qualifying sessions. In qualifying 1, everyone is going to be contending, and then the bottom 5 drivers are actually going to be eliminated. So the other 15 drivers are going to go ahead into Q2. In Q2, it's the same thing. You get the bottom 5 eliminated, and then the rest of the 10 drivers get into Q3. Where we'll probably see the best of the laps actually happening between everyone else. We saw that last time. The top drivers were sandbagging a little bit in the first 2 qualifying sessions, and then we saw incredible pace in Q3. And if you watch Division 3, you also know with Larsen, he also was one of the fastest there. He did like a 28.2 every time, and then did a 27.7 in Q3. So that is what we are expecting here in Jeddah, and because this is a street circuit, it's not a specific track like Bahrain. The walls are really close to the apex and the racing line, so you also need to be very careful how you take every single line into the corner to not hit the wall and risk losing your front wing. So it is going to be a risk equals a reward strategy in qualifying, but in the race you probably just have to concede a little bit, or at least slow down a little bit, or not to be too aggressive to not ruin your race. Because if you do lose a bit of your front wing, it's not gonna be a lot, but you're still gonna be very slow. So just be patient and you're gonna be fine. Like I said a few moments ago, one stop is definitely possible in this race. Soft to medium, mediums to softs. We might also see some people going for hards, but it was rare in Bahrain. Almost everyone started on mediums, only 2 people started on softs. But looks like we're rating up. We have 16 out of 12 people joining us today, so we are missing quite a few. But I don't think that's gonna ruin any of the experience that we are gonna be watching today. So let's go in to Saudi Arabia. Also, how the calendar this year is going to work, I don't remember if I mentioned that before. We're gonna have every single race of the original calendar actually being this season, and it's gonna be the same for every single division. So we're gonna go from Bahrain to Abu Dhabi, and Abu Dhabi is of course gonna be the last race. So yeah, we're just waiting for everyone else to start, and then we can go ahead into Q1. So the drivers are gonna be given 4 sets of soft tires, so they can just push all they want, and then they get an additional set in Q3 if they manage to actually get into Q3. So you get 5 sets of softs for the entire qualifying session. You can use them however you want, but if you used all of them in the race, you are gonna actually have to use a used set of softs, because you're not gonna have a fresh set. So you might want to be careful with how you want to do that. But we are going ahead into qualifying. We have 18 minutes. And let's see who is going to be the first guy to go out on track, as Tyler Freeman actually putting intermediates on, even though it's not raining. But I think Chiaerbo in the Haas is going to be the first guy. And let's see here, looks like the McLaren is also going to be really close, but it is going to be Chiaerbo, so let's go on board with him. After he is gonna start the first lap of the session, we are gonna do a little bit of a track guide just to show you how the track actually develops all the time, and what you should be expecting, and where the main overtaking places actually are, which there aren't too many on this track. Even though it has 27 corners, the corners mostly are fast speed corners, so you probably just want to wait even either in the DRS zone or in very slow corners like this one, or the final corner. Those are probably going to be the best overtaking places. Also the first chicane of turn 1 and 2, and 3, that also might be good. And Tyler Freeman actually did go for those intermediates, so he's gonna be feeling a lack of grip a little bit after he goes into the pit lane. Let me just check something. Okay, yeah. So the rules are again on regular, just like last time in Bahrain. So it's not gonna be that strict. You can corner cut a little bit, so it's not gonna give you a warning. Which on Jeddah it's really easy to get if you're not careful enough. But let's go on board with Kiaerbo, who is going to be the first guy to actually go into the pit lane. So he's not gonna be doing anything, so let's go on board with Eagle. Yes, Eagle is going to be the first guy in the McLaren. So this is the start finish straight, and you wanna brake as late as you possibly can into turn 1. You can also touch that sausage curb at the entry of the corner, that orange curb. It's not really gonna unsettle your car, so you can just get it as much as you can. Going into turn 5, I think that is, and 6. This all is slightly flat out. You want to lift off a little bit to get a good entry into this corner, and then just be careful to not let your car slide out of the apex. Going into turn 11 here, I think it's 11. Very difficult corner actually, very easy to lock up your front tires, but Eagle has taken it very nicely and very early on the exit. One of the most difficult parts of the track is this chicane. You can very easily lose the car, or at least on the last game. On this game it's actually a bit easier, but still very easy to get track limits and hit the wall on the outside. This chicane also very easy to mess up. The inside curb has actually been revamped, so it's really gonna unsettle your car and you're most probably going to die if you take it a bit too aggressively. Going into the second DRS zone and into the final corner, also very easy to lock up, but you want to get a good exit to actually get the most straight line speed into the finish line, which the first provisional lap time, or the provisional pole from Eagle, is going to be a 128.8. So this is the target that most of the drivers here are gonna have to beat. I think it is gonna be very easy to beat. The world record in time trial is like a 26.7, so it is around 2 seconds off of the VR, but time trial and qualifying is not really the same. But Yele has taken pole position as Eagle actually spins, where I said that you want to lift off a little bit to not lose the car instantly, and Wesley has actually managed to take pole position, 128.1. Of course, this is not gonna be the actual pole position. Like I said, we have 3 qualifying sessions, so this is only gonna bring him to qualifying 2. Which is still a pretty good lap time. That is not bad. This 28.1. That is definitely gonna be competitive, as the current championship leader, Kos Silvi, is actually has made a mistake somewhere. A 142.8 for the Red Bull. He's definitely gonna improve, and I think he is doing right now. Yes, he is. He is on a lap, so we can just go on board with him. Let's see how he is gonna improve. He takes very nice lines into these corners. He knows that he's really confident. There's a Ferrari in the middle. Thankfully, Kos has managed to avoid that accident, so he can just move very freely. Thankfully that Ferrari wasn't on the racing line or on the apex, so Kos didn't lose too much time, or didn't lose any time actually by that incident. Kos taking a very aggressive line, also a pretty safe line as well, not riding too much outside the curb of the inside of that chicane, but still very good lines here from the Red Bull. Purple sector 2, probably provisional, as he actually crashes into the wall. I think he still has all 4 tires, but that might give him some rear wing damage, as that was the only part his car actually hit. which you don't really want to have. It is gonna reduce the amount of downforce that you're gonna have, and also you're gonna have quite a few drag, which is also gonna reduce the amount of straight line speed you're actually gonna be creating. Unlike last game, you actually cannot see if the rear wing is damaged, so I cannot say if he actually did damage it or not, but he is going to go into the pit lane. I think it is fixable in the pit lane, so he's just gonna have to wait a few minutes to fix it. But there is still 11 minutes remaining in the end until the end of the session, so he definitely has time to spare. But if he doesn't manage to go out, he is definitely going to be out with that 42.8. As we still have yet to see quite a few people going out. Alpha Maxley, Maxley is also one of the new drivers that we haven't seen last time, so he's also going to be joining us today. PW Jones, Kia Erbo, who actually DNF'd, I don't know why. Verbram, Lewis Piper, and Tyler Freeman, who are some of the guys that haven't set lap time yet. So let's see how they are going to do. So because we only have 17 drivers out of 20, only 2 drivers are going to be demoted or eliminated from Q1, so that is going to be from P16 to P17, so the last 2 drivers. Currently Lewis Piper and Tyler Freeman, but I think we're gonna see some laps being done with them, with Tyler Freeman actually being the first guy to do it. Damage should be fixed immediately in qualifying. Yes, it should. It all depends what damage you actually have. If you have front wing, you, I think, wait around a minute. It all depends how much you actually damage it. So if you damage it a little bit, you actually take you actually take longer to repair it than if you lose the whole wing. So if you damage it a little bit, you're gonna wait around 2 minutes, and then if you damage it fully, you're actually gonna wait around 30 minutes. For the rear wing, when I crashed in my career mode, it took the engineers 4 to 5 minutes to actually repair the damage. Still gives Kos right amount of time to actually repair it and get out on track, which we hope that we're gonna see. We also have Ollie Horwood again reserving today for Mercedes. He's a Division 2 driver, but driving for Division 1. So we're gonna have to wait and see how he's gonna do. Oh, the damage is immediately repaired in qualifying. I'm gonna be honest, I did not know that, because I never really crash in qualifying, so I don't really know how long it takes, but thank you for the info. It is really helpful. Tyler Freeman actually sets the current provisional pole of a 128.0, still not in the 27s, but it is probably not going to be mandatory. I think this lap time is going to be more than enough to secure his position into Q2. Let me just check if the volume is okay. Yep, the volume is okay, so that is very nice to know. Some of the drivers also have started Alpha and PW Jones. PW Jones now entering the final, or the second DRS zone. I don't think I mentioned where they are. So there's one DRS zone right in the beginning of Sector 3, and then there's one where PW Jones was at the moment, and then there's the start-finish straight, which also has another DRS zone. PW Jones 131.1. Probably made a mistake somewhere, so he's probably gonna want to go out again. And yeah, he's not pushing, so he's probably gonna go again this lap and then switch for fresh tires and just let's see what he can do. Alpha going to be next across the line of the drivers who haven't set lap time yet. Let's see what he's gonna be able to do. A 129.5 puts him in P11. It is going to be safe, but only just. We're gonna have to wait and see how everyone else is going to be when they finish their laps, so let's keep on board with them. Kos is also crossing the finish line. Let's see what he does. He sets the provisional pole, the championship leader, showing that he has pace in this race as well. This is a really good lap time from the Red Bull. Let's see if his pace is gonna hold up in qualifying 2 and qualifying 3. Let's see next. We have an AlphaTauri crossing, or actually getting close to the finish line, but he is down by 4 seconds, so I think he's just gonna go into the pit lane. And then we have PW Jones, who actually is improving by 1 second going into sector 3. Let's see what he's gonna be able to do, as he actually gets a very good line into the final corner, and using the most out of the track. A 129.2, also a pretty good lap time. He is really close to P9, only 30 thousandths of a second from himself and Oli. And he's also pretty close to his teammate, only 3/10 separating both of them, as Fprl'S sets a lap time for P3, 3 thousandths of a second close to Tyler Freeman, who's currently in the pit lane. So this is already shaping up to be very intense. So I think we are gonna see quite a few battles, or quite a few more battles, so to say, in the race for the lead. Because in Bahrain we only had a battle between Kos and Wesley, who battled constantly all of the 29 laps that we had. And Lewis Piper actually getting held up on his lap, which you really don't want to see. That is the Williams of Maxley not leaving any space, but he is also on his own lap. So yeah, this is not really what you want to see. He's getting overtaken by everyone. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but yeah, that was very weird. His rear light is also blinking, but he has 50% ERS, so I don't really know why it's blinking, because that light normally blinks when you have around 20% ERS. So that is another bug. And also with Fprl'S, maybe that's just an indication that they are on their in-laps. I'm not really sure, to be honest. But let's actually see if Maxley is gonna improve, which I don't think so. He is slowing down, so yeah, he's gonna go for another run, getting the gap between himself and Lewis Piper, who is starting another lap, I think, as he is slowing down. Right behind them it's Yipe as well, so he's actually also gonna go into the pit lane, so he's also not gonna improve. He is out of fuel. So most of the people are out of the pit lane. I think these last few minutes we're only gonna see the drivers that are in the danger zone going out, or that are really close to the danger zone actually, who are Ollie, Horwood, PW Jones, Little Jack, Odin, Alpha, and maybe Alice Deer as well, but I think Alice Deer has a good enough lap to put him into Q2. I actually don't see how much time it is until the qualifying one is finished, but I think we only have a few minutes left. Only 2 minutes probably, which gives me just enough time to say again thank you to our sponsors Skullcandy and GoPro, because this stream could not have been possible. And I actually finally checked down below the stream, because if you actually click on the Fprl account, like the main menu page of the Fprl, I finally checked. There are links, like a bunch of them. There is also a link to the Discord if you are enjoying the action that you are seeing so far, and the qualifying. And if you want to be a part of the Fprl community, you can join the official Fprl Discord and you can chat with us there. And even if you don't want to race, everyone in this community is very friendly and very talkative, so you are guaranteed to have quite a lot of fun. As Wesley just crossed the finish line, he is starting another lap, I think, so let's see what the AlphaTauri can do. I don't think it was necessary for him to do another lap, but because he's in the safe zone, but you can see that he's pushing all the way in this sector 1, just hugging the wall all the time here, having a lot of confidence, also corner cutting a little bit at the end, still improves actually, a 0.018 up on his time. If we had strict rules, that corner cut would actually invalidate his lap, so he is pretty lucky that he didn't. So let's see how he is gonna improve. He nearly lost the car, as you saw. He lost a little bit of his back end coming into the chicane, but still on a pretty good lap. Finishing sector 2 right now, up by 1/10. If he manages to keep this pace up, he will be close to P3, but he has to gain all of this time in this final section, which is mostly made out of straights, and most of the time that you're gonna gain is going to be from the final corner. So let's see how he's gonna be doing it as he hugs the wall as close as possible, not or actually nearly crashing on the outside. But he does go into the pit lane, so this was probably just practice for the race, just to see what the car is capable of and where to try and ease off a little bit to not lose the car. So he now knows that that his setup is a little under steery in the final part of sector 1, so he can just ease off a little bit. As Eagle sets lap time for P3, 0.02 of a second faster than his teammate, so the McLaren's looking very competitive today as well. Good luck. If you mean for both commentary and the race, thank you very much, Lights Out. Yes, I agree that strict rules should be on all the time. I am not sure why it's not on. I don't really know that answer, unfortunately. I only know that it's not on. It's on regular for today, and it was like that yesterday. The only track that I would actually say that regular would be good is actually Australia, because I did one race there in multiplayer, and I went wide. I think it was like turn 4 or 5, where there's tarmac, and then it gave me 8 warnings for going wide, and I actually even slowed down, and it still gave me 8 warnings by going wide. So Australia is, for me, the only track that is going to need to have regular rules, but everything else should be on strict, even though it is a little bit unpredictable. But the Q1 session has been finished. Looks like everyone is going ahead. Oli is going to be the only one that is in the danger zone, but thankfully for him, he is going to go ahead into Q2, as Little Jack could not improve enough, and he unfortunately will have to stay and watch for the remainder of 30 minutes that we're gonna watch qualifying 2 and qualifying 3. Chiarevo also out, so very unfortunate for the Haas, who I don't even know what happened to him, his incident in the beginning. But we're just waiting for PW Jones to go into the pit lane, and after he does, we are gonna go ahead into Q2. Okay then. So we're already seeing that it is going to be very close between the top 6, who are only separated by 2/10, or actually 3/10. So I think we are gonna have a really interesting race. But Kos again showing that he has pace, and that is very nice to see from the Red Bull, the current championship leader. Yelle and Tyler, Eagle and Bram look like they want to join the fight. They are also very close to Kos, so if they can manage to keep their pace during the entire qualifying session and in the race, I think we are in for a very good one. And Wesley in P2, lacking a little bit, but still close to the current pole sitter, so I think he still has a chance to get onto the podium and maybe for the win. So we're gonna have to wait and see how this is going to be done. Also, a reminder for the drivers who are watching the stream: if you use reset to track, if you get like beached on the curb, there's no gravel, so that's the only way that you can get beached. But if you get beached on the gravel, you can use the reset to track function, but you are gonna get a 10-second time penalty after the race. So be very mindful on that. But we are going into Q2, and let's see how everyone else is going to be doing. Let's see if some of the drivers were sandbagging, or if that was their main pace, as I think we might see again the Haas going first. The Ferraris, or the Ferrari and Alfa Romeo actually slowed down there to let the Haas through, to not get any accident. To not have any accidents in the pit lane. Sorry for my bad English. I'm having a bit of a struggle to find some words to say, as you can hear. But I hope it's not gonna do a lot or compromise this a lot. Yes, you can, like we saw with, I think it was Wesley, I don't really remember, but like you saw, we were on board with one of the drivers who corner cut at the final part of Sector 3, and like Coke said, you can report that. If you gain time, it is gonna give you a penalty, so it is reportable, but I don't know who actually can report that, if us commentators can report that or if the drivers can actually report that. In qualifying, it doesn't really matter too much if you don't improve on your lap time and you still corner cut, but in the race you should be mindful of that. Even though in Jeddah there's literally no place to actually corner cut and gain time. The only places are like the first chicane and probably the entire Sector 1? I don't know. But we were on board with a Haas last time. No, actually we weren't. We were on board with the McLaren. So let's go on board with Tyler Freeman for the first lap of qualifying 2. As you can see, also just getting as close to the wall as possible. He was one of the main contenders in qualifying 1 to be in the top 3. So let's see if his pace is gonna hold up. As you can see, riding the curbs and getting as close to the wall as you can. He actually uses 6th gear during the whole of Sector 1, but what I would advise is to use 7th gear at the final 2 parts, because you actually are gonna be more stable, or the car is actually gonna be more stable in the corners, and you're gonna have way less of a chance to actually lose the back end and crash into the wall. So if you use the 6th gear the entire time and then 7th gear on the final 2 corners, you're actually gonna be better off, and you're actually not gonna lose too much time. But Tyler Freeman, Purple Sector 2, which is of course because he's one of the first guys to set a lap. But this is already showing to be a pretty good lap. Maybe it is going to be the first, or actually the third, or the second in the 27s. So let's see, Tyler Freeman crossing the finish line right here, a 128.6. I think that is around 4 to 5 tenths off of his Q1 time, so he definitely can improve, as Yele probably improves the most at the moment. He improves by 3 tenths and is in the 27s as well, 27.7 to be exact. Kos also crosses the finish line, a 128.4, so he probably made a mistake somewhere, or he went a bit conservative, because he doesn't really need to push in qualifying 2, because he knows, and we know, that with this time he can definitely get ahead into Q3. So just set your personal best without pushing too much and you're gonna be safe. Odin also has crossed the finish line, 136.8, so he made a mistake somewhere, as well as Ollie Horwood, 46.4, also going again. As we see, he is using ERS. Max Lee also actually getting close to the front runners. He was pretty far off in qualifying 1, but it is nice to see that even he can challenge for the pole position if he just pushes it all the way. So that is very nice to see, as Kos also crosses the finish line. 128.2 pushes himself into P5. LSD Roy in the Aston Martin also goes into P8 with a 0.8. And Alpha, one of the last guys to set a lap currently, 129.2. Not the best lap time that we've seen from him, but he is still in P9. So in qualifying 2, you want to be in the top 10 if you want to get ahead into Q3. So it is gonna be more challenging in Q2 than in Q1, because in Q1 we only had 2 people actually being eliminated, but now we have full 5 positions, which are currently being held with by Ollie, Yipe, Eagle, PW Jones, and Lewis Piper, who still haven't set a lap time yet. So let's see what they can do, as PW Jones is currently on a out lap, or I mean actually a past lap, going into the end of sector 2. Let's see what this split is going to be. A 1 minute 1.5. That is pretty okay, as he does go a little bit wide of the curb. You can do without that. You can go all the way to the left without touching the curb. You're not gonna lose too much time, but if you wanna get or if you wanna do the line that PW Jones did, you are gonna have to be a little bit careful. You wanna lift off the throttle a little bit when you touch the curb, because if you go full throttle into that curb, you're just gonna lose the car in the corner, and you're probably gonna die. So just lift off a little bit. You don't have to do it too much, and you're gonna be fine. As ELA retires from the session, it's understandable. He is in the 127s, so he's definitely safe to get ahead into Q3. So he doesn't really have to do anything else. But what I would do, if I was in his position, I would have done more laps on used softs just to get a feel for the car, because if you get more practice in, you're just gonna be better off. And if you didn't have a chance to practice earlier before the race, now qualifying is your best chance to do so. So even if he sets a pole time, which is incredible, you still want to do some laps to just get used to the worn tires. Because yes, in qualifying the tires are getting worn. So if you can get used to that in qualifying, you're gonna be straight off in the race and you're gonna be fine. On board with Eagle in the McLaren, we saw that he was really close to his teammate, only 4 thousandths of a second separated both of them. In Q1 he also was very near the 27s with a 0.0. So let's see if maybe he can do it in this session, as his sector 2 is a 1 minute 0.6. Pretty good lap time at the moment. That is 1 full second ahead of PW Jones. So he is gonna be very close to the 27s, but let's see if he can get it right on the final corner or compromise and lose everything. But looks like he did it very well, not running too wide, but you don't really need to go that wide, and he actually puts a 28.1. Still not in the 27s, but still a very competitive lap time from the McLaren, also in front of Keys, who is 1/10 behind him. So the McLaren's showing very good pace at the moment. They probably are gonna be very strong in the constructors if nothing bad happens in the race, because if they do finish like it is right now in P4 and P5, they are gonna earn 22 points, which is gonna be a lot for the constructors. And I think in the constructors they are also pretty set, but I think Red Bull is leading, or AlphaTauri, I'm not sure, I have to check. But McLaren is also showing that they can be at the top. Maxley also retires from the session, so he also thinks that he's safe. Kos is on another lap, which is understandable. He is only in the 28.4s. Not the best lap time from the Red Bull, but I think he is gonna be a little bit held up by the AlphaTauri, but he actually gets slipstream from the AlphaTauri, from the sister team, that was Odin. So it's only gonna give him a little bit of straight line speed going into that corner. It's not a lot, it's like, I think, half a tenth, because Odin was not going too fast. But still, on a track like Jeddah, you really just need as much slipstream as you can possibly have. As he actually improves 5 tenths, goes a little bit wide at that chicane. And if he manages to finish this lap, he is gonna be just in front of Yipe in the Alfa Romeo. So let's see if he can finish it well, as he locks up a little bit on the final corner. It didn't lose him too much time, as lockups aren't really that bad on the series game as well, like last game. But he did set lap time for P2, only 0.02 of a second, separating himself and Wesley, the two championship main contenders actually, who finished P1 and P2 last time in Bahrain. So that is also, again, very nice to see that we might see the battle continue in Jeddah. And Jeddah is very known for having constant action during the entire race, as well as Bahrain. So I think that this race is gonna be even better than Bahrain, but don't quote me on that, because now I've probably cursed it and we're gonna have a very boring race. Eagle on another lap, purple sector 1, let's see what he's gonna be able to do. Allies there finishes sector 1, up by 1/10. Currently, he is gonna stay where he is at. He also didn't really have a good race last time in Bahrain. So let's see if he's gonna be able to do it today. Let's see who else is on the lap. Odin is on the lap, just now finishing sector 2. But not improving by a lot, so he's probably gonna stay where he is at the moment. Alpha on the outlap, he's gonna be starting it very soon. Both of the McLarens on a lap as well, so let's see what they can manage with Eagle going into the 27s. The sixth guy to actually go into the 27th, so that is very nice to see. Alice Leroy is about to cross the finish line. Let's see what he's about to do. A 128.6. He stays where he was. Unfortunately, he is still in the danger zone, but very close to Tyler Freeman, only 23 thousandths of a second separating both of the drivers. And if he can only improve by a little bit, he is gonna have a shot in the top 10, which the top 10 and above are gonna go into Q3. So Ollie Horwood is very near the danger zone, but I think he is gonna be on another lap, which is gonna be started in just a few moments after he crosses the finish line. Verbrom not getting any slipstream from his teammate, as he actually was the one slowing down. I thought that he was on a fast lap, but he was actually the one that was slowing down. Keys going out of the pit lane, so he also wants to improve. He is very close to the danger zone, but I don't think that he really needs to improve. Tyler Freeman has also started his lap. He is in the danger zone, so let's see what he can do. We saw that he was very close in Q1 at the top, so this is not the position that he wants to be in, and definitely he doesn't want to be eliminated from Q2. That is just not gonna be good for him. And at a straight track like Jeddah, where there's not really too many places where you can overtake, you really don't want to do that. But he is currently improving by 3/10, so he is already showing that yeah, he is gonna go into Q3 if he doesn't bottle it, which I probably cursed him. Alice Leroy starting another lap. The McLaren of Bram also starting his lap. PW Jones also, but Alpha is finishing, and he goes to P10, only just outside the danger zone, but he is still very close to being eliminated. He still has every single driver behind him on the lap, so I don't think this is gonna be good for the Red Bull driver, as he also doesn't have any RS, so if he wants to do another lap, he probably isn't going to improve, only if he made a mistake somewhere, which he probably didn't. But we can see that here. Oh, that's a big corner cut! And he is improving by 2/10, so that is gonna be Yeah, that's not really what you wanna see, those big corner cuts there. Let's see if he does it again. A slight corner cut, but not too much. But the previous one was incredibly large, as he's getting a little bit of slipstream from the AlphaTauri driver, as I think he hit the wall. Or that was maybe lag from the game. Let's see how he does here. Takes it okay. Also goes very deep into the corner, corner cuts it a little bit, and hits the wall again. I don't know why he does that, he's just losing his front wing. Going into the final corner, he goes also very deep, not good rotation. If he's gonna go ahead into Q3, no, yeah, he is going into the pit lane. I think he saw what his mistake was there at Sector 1, and he just screwed with us. Tyler Freeman actually didn't improve on the last lap, so he probably invalidated somewhere or made a big mistake. So this is gonna be his final lap, as Lewis Piper goes to provisional pole with a 127.6, a very good lap time from the Alfa Romeo driver, but the only ones that are in the danger zone is Tyler Freeman. Yippee is P9, but he doesn't have any danger right behind him, so even if Tyler Freeman is gonna go ahead of him, Yippee is still gonna be in P10, he is gonna go into Q3. But let's see if Tyler Freeman is gonna be able to get himself out of the danger zone. As he crossed the finish line, 127.9, yes he does, and unfortunately that bumps Alpha below into P11. So we're not gonna be seeing Alpha, Oli, Alasdair, PW Jones and Odin for the remainder of the qualifying session. But currently looking very close, as Lewis Piper is currently the provisional pole sitter, currently showing the most pace out of anyone. Yele right behind him, just 40,000ths of a second separating both of them. Verbram and Kos follow them in P3 and P4. Wesley and Maxley also in P5 and P6. And then Eagle and Tyler. All of these drivers separated by 3/10, which is insane. If it's gonna be separated like that in the race, it's actually gonna be insane. Or actually, the whole of the top 10 is actually separated by 3/10. This is actually gonna be insane to watch if it stays this way. This is like esports level. And this is gonna be a lot of fun to watch. So we are gonna go on board with Q3, which is going to be the final qualifying session, and now it is time for every single one of these drivers to push to the maximum, because this is gonna be setting the pole position. So good luck to everyone, and stay safe. So let's see if we're gonna see some crashes, maybe some people pushing too much. And there we go. We are going into Q3, and I just wanna say again, thank you everybody so much for watching today's stream and the commentary. We really do hope that you are gonna enjoy it. As we're going now on to the final qualifying session of the day, and let's see how these top drivers are gonna be able to compete with each other. Like I said before, it was very close in Q1 and Q2, so let's see if it is gonna stay like that into Q3 as well. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who is gonna set pole position for today's race. I'm gonna take a wild guess. I'm gonna say... like, every one of these drivers has a chance. We saw that they are separated by 3/10. So I'm gonna say Yele. Yele in the Ferrari. Yele in the Ferrari is gonna be my choice. You can also write in the chat who is your prediction to actually start on pole. I will read them out, and yeah, I want to see your guys' predictions. Who do you think is gonna set pole position? Is it gonna be Yippee, Eagle, Maxley, Kos, Wesley, Bram, Lewis, Keys, Yele, or Tyler Freeman? We can see some Wesleys in chat by Ole. So, I mean, we know why. we know why he's saying that. He's the team principal for AlphaTauri, so definitely he's gonna be rooting for Wesley. But I mean, like I said, everyone has a chance, so we're gonna have to wait and see. As Yepe is going to be the first guy to do a lap, so let's just go on board with the Alfa Romeo driver. Also the team principal for Alfa Romeo, so he does have quite a little bit of pressure. He also won 2 championships in Season 3 and Season 4, I think, and then 2 World Drivers' Championships in Season 3 and Season 2. It's something like that. But he knows what he's doing, or at least on the 2021 game. But we can see that he nearly lost the car going into turn 8, I think that was, but manages to keep it in line. 32.0 in sector 1. That mistake I don't think cost him a lot of time, probably around 50 thousandths, maybe half a tenth, which is not a lot, but when you are battling with such competitive drivers as those who I've mentioned, you really cannot make any mistakes and lose any time. But finishing sector 2, 1 minute and 3 tenths. Again, purple sector 2, as he crashes! Thankfully not. He does do a very nice 360 though, which was very impressive. Very, very impressive, I might add. I really thought that he would crash into the wall and die, but this only shows that he has a skill and that he deserves to be a double champion. But let's go on board with Eagle now, or actually Verbram, who is going to be the next to cross the line for McLaren. So he's gonna be the first guy as Yepe goes into the pit lane, and Verbram is going to set the lap time of a 127.9. So this is gonna be provisional pole, but Maxley beats it very easily with a 127.7, and Yele goes out of the way to do a 27.4. And I think that is very strong. Like I said, Yele is my prediction, so I really hope that he is gonna set pole position, but this is very strong from the Ferrari. Tyler goes P3 with a 127.8, Keys goes P5 with a 128.0, and Kos probably made a mistake somewhere, a 128.5. This is definitely not the best that we've seen from him. Eagle is going to be the next to cross the finish line, a 151, so he definitely made a mistake somewhere. Next is gonna be Wesley, who goes into the pit lane, so he's probably just gonna get a little bit less fuel and change the tires. And Lewis Piper is gonna be the final guy to cross the finish line, the other Alfa Romeo driver. So let's see how he is gonna compare with his teammate. He actually did crash, so he's already doing well. 127.6, one of the only ones to actually be close to challenging from Yele, but still 2 tenths off of the current pole sitter. So, because everyone has had lap time, let's read some of the predictions. So, we already had Wesley from Oli. Oli also said that Lewis doesn't have a chance, but you can see that he has a chance, only 2 tenths off. Let's actually go on board with Eagle. Let's see, next we have some people rooting for Person for tomorrow, but that is of course gonna be tomorrow. So currently Wesley is the only guy, and Lights Out again just wishing everyone good luck, which I am very appreciative of. Is that how you say it? Or I'm very thankful. That's how you say it. I'm very thankful for it. And looks like Eagle made a mistake somewhere again, so he's also not gonna be improving. He's gonna probably go into the pit lane. Wesley went out. He is on an out lap, so he is probably gonna do something this lap. So he doesn't have a lot of time. If he screws up this lap, he is gonna have probably around 2 to 3 minutes remaining. Probably just enough time to go into the pit lane, change for tires, put a little bit less fuel. So this is probably gonna be one of his only opportunities here for the AlphaTauri driver, and because no one else is out, we're just gonna stay with him. Oli again saying Wesley, and then we have Lewis or Yepe or Eagle. from Lights Out. I might actually write something as well. Let's see, highlight. I'm gonna write just yellow. Oh no, my phone is not good. Yellow, there we go. And there is my prediction in chat. And Wesley is finally gonna start his lap as he messed up his previous one, so let's see how he is gonna be able to do. 4 minutes remaining in the session, so not a lot of time for everyone else to go out and do their laps, as there is actually Eagle and Kos who actually went out. So Wesley takes a very interesting line going into the first chicane. I don't think that was the best line, as he probably lost quite a bit of time, is how you say. But he manages to get all of it back on this part, as he's just going as close to the wall as he possibly can, not corner cutting like who was it, Alpha in Q2. So that's nice to see. He is also gonna get a little bit of dirty air of the car in front of him, which is Eagle, I think. So let's hope that Eagle is gonna move out of the way. As he doesn't, he's also gonna give a little bit of slipstream for the AlphaTauri driver. So I mean, good sportsmanship maybe, but you don't really want to give your rivals slipstream. So I don't know what Eagle was doing there. Wesley sets a purple sector 2, which is probably just his personal best. As he goes into sector 3, just hugs the wall as close as he possibly can. And now going out to the final corner, again right in the wall, as close. And let's see what lap time this is going to be. It is going to be a 1:27.7. Puts himself into P3. The only problem is he doesn't have enough time to go into the pit lane and go out again. So this is gonna be it. Eagle also starts his lap, so let's go on board with him. Can we talk about your D2 race? No. I don't want to talk about it. I'm just gonna say it straight out. It was the first race without assists that I've done, because I've set out a challenge for myself for F1 2022, is that I would drive without assists. And it didn't help that I had quite a few lag spikes. If you also see those lag spikes here during the stream, there's a little bit of lag spikes happening quite a bit everywhere. That also messed me up, but turn 4 in Bahrain is actually horrible without traction. But Bahrain has been one of my worst tracks for all the time. So Jeddah is probably gonna be the best for me, because I did some time trial in Jeddah. I did a 27.2 in time trial. No, 0.3 actually. So I do really feel confident around Jeddah, so I think I do have a pretty okay chance to be at the top again. But Eagle gets his lap, actually slows down, so he's gonna go again. Kos sets the provisional pole, 1:27.3, so he already has beaten the Ferrari of Yele, but Yele is on an outlap. Let's see if he can beat that. Tyler is starting his lap as well as Eagle, so let's see how they're gonna be doing. And only not responding. I mean, I was ignoring chat, now he's ignoring me. I'm only joking, but yeah, Tyler also showing very good pace here in Sector 1. Let's see how much he is gonna improve. It is going to be a half a tenth improvement, so that is very nice to see. But let's... oh, we have a very big train actually forming up right before the final corner. This is gonna be fun. This is reminding me of Monza. I think it was 2019 or 2020, where in qualifying it was bunched up a lot, and in the Netherlands as well. It was impossible to manage in real life, I mean. This kind of reminds me of that, but a little bit less traffic than in real life. But yeah, everyone is starting their laps. Wesley and Lewis Piper as well. Wesley actually managed to go into the pit lane, but he's not gonna be able to cross the finish line and actually start his lap, so he is gonna be probably demoted by everyone else, as he is gonna be P5. Kos also goes into the pit lane, so he's not gonna be improving, but he is on provisional pole. Let's see if anyone else can beat that, as Maxley unfortunately is not gonna be able to. Next to cross the line is gonna be Eagle. He made a lot of mistakes during this qualifying session, and again he is not gonna be improving. Very unfortunate for the McLaren driver, because he was showing a lot of good pace in the previous qualifying session, so that is very unfortunate. He is gonna be starting P9 and probably P10, as Verbram also crashes in the middle and blocks the entire entry in, or the entire exit of turn or sector 3. Thankfully, Bram managed to actually disappear, but everyone who was on their laps was probably gonna be very slow, as Keys actually gets disqualified from the qualifying session, so he's gonna be starting 10th. So Eagle actually gets promoted one position, and Yipe is also not gonna be improving, but if he finishes this lap, he's still gonna be in P8. Yipe, what are you doing? You just had to finish your lap and you would be P8. Wow. And that's it. Yele snatches pole position from Kos. I completely missed that because of the crash. So Yele, my prediction was actually good. So Yele is gonna be starting on pole position nearly in the 26s. Like, that is insane. That is a very good lap time from the Ferrari. Opinion on getting good. I'm trying. I'm trying to get good, but it's been a week until Bahrain, so I've mostly played the game. I've gotten the feel for it. It's not really that difficult. ABS is really easy to get used to. The only problem is the traction control, which on Jeddah is not gonna be that big of a problem because there's not a lot of slow corners, so I think I can challenge for the podium at least. I think I can. Like I said, I did a 27.2 in time trial on Jeddah, or 0.3 actually in Jeddah yesterday. So I think I have a pretty okay chance if Larsen is not gonna be racing. If Larsen's gonna be racing, I'm gonna be screwed. But Yele is gonna start on pole position, and right behind him Kos is gonna be finishing on the front row, or at least starting on the front row. Right behind them, Lewis Piper and Tyler Freeman are gonna be on the second row. Wesley and Maxley starting on the third row. Both of the McLarens of Bram and Eagle starting on the front row, on the fourth row. And Yipe and Keys, who unfortunately got disqualified, are gonna start in the fifth row in P9 and P10. Thankfully, Keys didn't disqualify himself in Q1, because he would be starting at P20 and not P10. So he is a bit lucky there, but very unfortunate to see a lot of drivers bottling there in Q3, which just means that the drivers were pushing way too much when they probably didn't need to. But still, if we are comparing Q2 times, I think we are still gonna have a very tight battle for the lead and for the win, and probably for the podium as well. The only problem is now that Yipe set a lap time of a 127.3 or a 127.0. 127.3 was from Kos or from someone else, I don't know. So Yipe does have a pretty good chance to just pull away out of everyone, like we saw in Division 3 with Larsen, and oh yeah, he crashed in Division 2, so he didn't actually do anything. But yeah, what I want to say, Yipe has a very good chance to actually win this race if he doesn't get screwed or bottle himself out of the race. But we are going to the formation lap. The formation lap is just a lap around the circuit to heat up your tires, heat up your brakes, heat up your engine right before the race is actually gonna start. This is a very important session before the race, because if you don't heat up your tires here, you're gonna get an awful exit and probably lose 20 positions, like I did in Bahrain last time. But only I did learn how to do starts, so I'm not gonna lose 6 positions at the beginning. And plus, I got screwed because I had to stop dead on track because there were 2 incidents in front of me, so I was already like P14, and then I got into another incident between an Alpine and a Mercedes, and then I was dead last. So most of my most of it was by my bad luck. And the other 50% is that I'm bad. But we will see on Sunday. I'm actually feeling quite confident for Sunday, and I'm probably gonna get screwed again. But we're gonna have to wait and see. As, we are gonna have 25 laps around Jeddah, so it is gonna bring us a lot of action. We do have 3 DRS zones, like I mentioned before. The main overtaking opportunity is probably going to be in 27, 1, 2, and maybe 11? Or that's 9 or 10, I don't know. That hairpin to the left, right after the end of Sector 1 in the beginning of Sector 2. I think those places are probably gonna be the best places. Give me a second. Okay, I am back. I am back. You don't need to worry about that. Just getting a few notifications about the game that I'm playing with my friends. But we are gonna be going on the rain in just a few moments. It is 5 red lights, and we are underway for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Looks like Yele actually got a pretty good start, already going down the inside to try and defend from Kos, as Lewis Piper is going around the outside of the Red Bull driver. He is gonna be P2 at the moment, but he is still side by side with the Red Bull. Let's see if some of them are gonna conceal into this corner, and none of them conceal as Kos tries to push him wide. As Lewis Piper nearly loses the car now. Wesley is trying to attack for that position as he goes wide as well, and they are still side by side. What is this battling? How are they doing this? As now the Haas of Tyler is also trying to go down the inside into turn 9 of the Alfa Romeo driver, as Lewis goes very deep, and that is going to bring Tyler a very good opportunity for this position, as they still go side by side into this chicane. And oh, Tyler, that's a very big corner cut. You need to get this position back. That was a big corner cut. As we see Caerbo spinning right there at the back at the same chicane where the other Haas of Tyler corner cuts hugely. But unfortunately for Tyler, he lost a lot of positions right there at the beginning of the race, and now he is under attack of the McLaren of Verbram. So let's see if Verbram is going to be able to make the move. No, he is way too far behind into the final corner, so he is still gonna be there. Eagle also got a very bad start, going from P9 to P11, losing 2 positions at the beginning, as Yele has already managed to put himself a second to Kos, so he is already out of the DRS range of the Red Bull driver, so he is probably just okay to play it safe. But we are still having a very big trade here from P4 to all the way to P15. Everyone is very close, and this is why we love the new regulations. You can just be close. Oh, as Verbram spins. Let's hope no one crashes with him. As the Allies, as the Aston Martin of Allies there crashes into the McLaren. Verbram gets a 5-second penalty for that, but that is not gonna be good for both of their races, as both of them lost their front. What? How didn't both of them lose their front wings? Verbram still has his full front wing. That is unrealistic. I would have thought that like where Brahms's tire would go, but not even his wing is gone. So that is good physics. Very good physics, Codemasters. 10 out of 10 game. You do the best games. You did the Dirt 2 and you make this. You do race driver you do race driver grid and you do this. Good job, Codemasters. Very good physics. Little Jack also getting a pretty okay start. I think he actually started P16, now P14. And we also don't have a full safety car for that incident, so it is only gonna be a VSC, which should be ending in just a few moments, as we see some people actually switching positions. Odin and PW Jones, I think, switched. Or they are just slowing down a lot. I don't know. To be honest, I didn't really catch that. As Alpha also goes into the pit lane. He's also not having the best of races so far, going from P11 to now nearly last, P15. Thankfully, for those who have pitted now, they are presumably like having a free pit stop, because you lose only 11 seconds during a VSC. It's like 15 if you are changing the front wing. If it was not a VSC, you would lose actually around 26 seconds with the front wing change, and then around 20 seconds with no front wing change. But we saw that unfortunately Oli Horwood has gotten a drive-through penalty, and Allies Deer has a 5-second penalty for something. I don't know what. Let's actually check really quickly, and it pulled me out. There we go. Incidents, let's see. Allies Deer gets pitting in the pit lane, unfortunately. That is very, very bad. As we see a battle with Yippei and Maxley as they go side by side into this third DRS straight right before turn 27. And Yippei has managed to make this move stick. Keys is also following them right behind, so I think we might see a little bit of a move here. But unfortunately for Yippei, he is just behind his teammate for DRS, so I think Maxley is gonna go for another move on the Alfa Romeo, but he actually concedes. He doesn't really want to battle for this, and he's just gonna stay behind and try and follow in these parts. I think his best strategy right now is to just follow him and then just get closer to everyone else in front. Yele and Kos still separated by 1 second, but Kos is using all of his DRS to try and reduce the gap, try and get into the DRS, because if he does manage to get into DRS, his job is gonna be way easier after that, and I think he is gonna be there, as Oli Horwood has crashed at turn 6, I think that is, as Kos has managed to get himself in the DRS of Yele. So this is gonna be very good for his beginning of the race. So let's see how much time he's actually gonna be getting here. Now the only problem here is gonna be the setup difference. So around Saudi Arabia, I actually learned that you can run very, very low wings, but you have to run the front wing higher than the rear wing to be very fast in the first sector. So that's what I've learned on time trial. I think I'm running like 2016, like 20 front and 16 rear, and then I'm not even losing a lot of time in sector 1. You can even reduce it even more. You can have like 16-12 and you're not gonna lose anything. You're just gonna have more straight line speed on the straights, and that is all because of the ground effect. And that's why people are using 0-0 in Italy and Belgium. Because of the ground effect, you don't really need to be dependent on the downforce a lot, because the ground effect is gonna carry your car in the corners. So that is very good about Jeddah, that you can just run very low wings and you're not gonna lose almost anything. The only problem is that you have to get used to the setup, and the setup is a little bit oversteery, so you can maybe do like 18-16 or maybe 19-16 and then try to reduce your tire pressures a little bit, and then you're not gonna slide out in at the exits of the corners as you would previously. But we are seeing a very intense battle happening here in the midfield between Maxley, Eagle, Keys and Yippei here. Yippei also getting close to his teammates, so that is very nice to see, as Eagle has overtaken Maxley for P6. Eagle making the most of it, starting from P9 now to P6, already having a pretty good few laps. as right before the VSC he lost 2 positions. Now he gained 5. The 2 Alfa Romeos also switching positions here. Yippei is gonna be the head of this train, but let's see if Lewis Piper is actually gonna overtake him again, or are we gonna see some team plays? Actually, scratch that. We have a full safety car as Verbram crashes somewhere, I don't know where, at that chicane, I presume. And still, his front wing is intact. How is he doing this? He crashes 2 times. One time, Alizir crashes fully into him. He doesn't lose his front wing. Second time, he crashes into the chicane. He does lose his front wing. Maybe his rear wing is damaged, and like I said in the beginning of the stream, you cannot see rear wing damage like you could in the F1 2021. So something might happen here, and I am a little bit sick, which I forgot to mention in the beginning of the stream. So yeah. Oh, that was very close between Tyler and Verbram. Tyler nearly lost it at the pit exit. Thankfully managed to catch it, but that was a very nice slide. That surely heated up those rears. Also, the rears should be overheating way more than the fronts on this track, or at least that's for me. It's not a lot, it's not like incredible overheating, but the front tires do wear out a lot more than the rears, even though the temperatures in the rears is higher. That might also do with the tire pressures, because I do like to run a little bit lower tire pressures to actually get a bit more stability and traction at the exits of the corners. So having less tire pressures is just better. So maybe that's the thing, but the fronts on Saudi Arabia are the most that you need to be careful of, only because of like sector 1, which is very difficult. But Odin is actually the only one who hasn't gotten into the pit lane yet. Like, everyone else went to pit, and we can see this here. Everyone went into the pits, but Odin, for AlphaTauri, is still staying out. So he's probably doing a medium soft. Like I said in the beginning, you can do a medium soft very easily. If you extend your mediums to lap 18 or 19, you can stop for softs and then go to the end, which Odin may be doing, and by the looks of it, he's the only one doing it. So that's gonna be interesting if this is gonna pay out. So yeah, how is everyone doing? How is everyone's day, or actually night, because it's like 9 PM in my country. How is everyone doing? I'm doing pretty well. Just commentating here, having a lot of fun, chatting with some of you guys in chat, and having a very good race here to watch as well and commentate over. It's very nice. Yele is sliding that car a lot. Thankfully he didn't crash. But yeah, this actually gives me a pretty good opportunity to actually say thank you to our sponsors, Skullcandy and GoPro, for sponsoring us, because this stream could not have been possible without them. We have also started to upload these streams on YouTube, so if you miss out on the live stream, you can check them out on YouTube. They are mostly uploaded roughly the same day or the next day, so you can check it out if you wanna see some crucial details that you maybe missed, or maybe make some clips and then share it with your friends to laugh at, or whatever else you wanna do. You can subscribe to our channel on YouTube, it really helps us out. You can also follow us on Twitch, which I don't know why, but I do not see who actually follows. I'm gonna say who is following at the end of the stream, if the stream doesn't crash, so you can stick out for that before we end the stream. We also have Instagram, I think, and Twitter. You can also follow us there for daily updates on who the driver of the day is. You can also enter the official FPRL Discord, also right below the stream. If you are enjoying the race and you want to race alongside these drivers, we have 3 divisions. Division 1 running at this time where we are right now. Division 2 is on Sunday at 6 p.m. UK time, and Division 3 is at 7 p.m. UK time, just like Division 1, but on Saturday. And yeah, you can race with us, and if you don't want to race, you can just chill. The league is very, very talkative and very friendly, so just chill out with us, and I think you can very easily find some friends here. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I said everything. And yeah, I think the safety car is gonna go in this lap. The safety car has been out for 2 laps, but the whole grid is bunched up, so the safety car does have the privilege to go in if it wants to. But it's not going in for some reason. So maybe we're not gonna see it. Maybe we're gonna see 1 more lap of the safety car. Oh no, there we go, that was just way too late, in my opinion. Usually the safety car goes right after you enter Sector 3, but that was really late. Okay then, so we are gonna go on ahead with racing when the safety car goes in. Odin is gonna be leading this train, this pack of cars, so let's see how he's gonna be able to do with these used mediums. And it's gonna be underway. We have green flags, and he is already under attack from Yele in a Ferrari. He is gonna go around the outside. Let's see if he's gonna be able to make this move stick, as Odin just pushes him as wide as he possibly can, as he nearly loses the back end. Going into the corner, they go side by side nearly again, going into turn 4. And now Kos has a very good opportunity to attack for this position, but he is gonna have to get this place back because he overtook on the yellow flags, and he crashes. Both of them crash, with Wesley getting into this accident as well. And right ahead of them, it's Allies Deer and Eagle again, and that is Kos. And Lewis Piper actually retires as well from this accident. Oh, this is very big. So many crashes happening in this safety car restart, which you don't really want to see, but Odin still leading this safety car train. Yipe also following him right behind with those fresh hearts. He can go until the end of the race, which he probably will, but he does have that penalty of 5 seconds, 5-second time penalty, so he's gonna be he's gonna have to be very careful, and he's gonna need to stretch that gap to 5 seconds between himself and Keys. Keys and Yipe, we saw they are at pretty equal pace, so Yipe is gonna have a pretty difficult chance to do that. As we see some battles happening right behind with Kos and Oli, as Kos has managed to overtake the Mercedes driver, or the Mercedes reserve, as Allies they're also going for another move on the Mercedes, as Oli just pushes him as close to the wall as he possibly can, but Alistair still trying to go around the outside, but still had no room. Now Little Jack also going side by side with Kayaerbo, manages to make that move stick, but both of them don't have DRS. I don't know how. Ah yeah, DRS is disabled. After the safety car goes in, you have 3 laps to go, and then DRS is enabled again. I completely forgot that we even had a safety car. But let's see here. Verbram actually not losing too much time. Or no, it was actually Eagle who spun because of that. But that was a very, very hard collision between the front runners, and everyone got on board with that. We had like Wesley, Lewis, who else? Allies Deer and Eagle, all spinning at that same part because of them. It was very synchronized. But still, this battle for P4 is happening, or yeah, P4 actually, and maybe P3 if Keys cannot manage to pull away, as PW Jones gets a very bad exit of the chicane and gets overtaken by Verbram and Tyler in the process. And he won't be able to make any moves into this corner, and I think the best strategy now for PW Jones is to just leave them because they are way faster than you, and then just try and stick with them during the entire laps, and then just try and pull away from the cars behind, which unfortunately for PW Jones is Yele, the pole sitter who set a 27.0 in qualifying. So you really have to be careful what you do there, as Oli and Alice Deer go side by side, as well as right behind them Chiarbo and Little Jack going side by side. Oli had to corner cut a little bit of the first chicane to not get in contact between himself and the Aston Martin driver, as he is going over the track a little bit, but yeah, the track limits are irregular, so he's probably not gonna get anything out of that. But yeah, you don't really want to see that when the rules are irregular, or at any leagues, you don't really want to see those kinds of corner cuts, as Alice there actually spins into the hairpin and loses everything that he worked for. Congratulations! As this battle for P3 is still happening, PW Jones really close to getting out of the DRS range, but still sticking close to these guys, to these three right in front, battling for the final podium position, and presumably, I would say, for the lead, because of Yipe's 5-second time penalty, and Odin still has to make a pit stop. I think this is gonna be a battle for the lead, and for the win, and for the podium positions, as we see Tyler having way better straight line speed than the McLaren of Verbram, trying to go down the inside, leaving each other space. Very good, as Verbram nearly crashes at the exit and leaves no space for Tyler, and they just collide. Nearly the same as what happened with Kos and Yele, and very unfortunate here for Tyler, but that was definitely Verbram's mistake, even though it was Brams's corner, but still he had to leave space. Oh, be careful, that's really on the apex. How did he die? Well, now it is a battle for the lead, because we have another safety car. Yay! And Yippee gets a drive-through penalty to be even worse, so he now has to serve that after the safety car as well. Oh, it's not going well for the Alfa Romeo team, for my team, so to say. Lewis Piper retiring on lap 1 and Yippee getting a 5-second time penalty and a drive-through penalty. So already carnage for Alfa Romeo here. Very unfortunate to see, but yeah, he will have to go into the pit, so it is going to be a straight-on battle between these. I mean everyone, because we're gonna be bunched up again during the safety car, and Yele, thankfully for him and Kos, they didn't lose too much time, and Wesley as well, because of that spin, so they still have a chance to win. As Verbram is I cannot speak. He is on 9 lap hold hards, as oh, that might be a penalty. He crossed the white line. I don't know how the stewards watch this, if any of the stewards are watching the stream, but with my understanding of the rules, you have to be within the white line. Either you have either you get a penalty. And I think this is gonna get a penalty after the race. Any stewards to clarify, maybe, who are watching? Oli, you're a steward? I mean, you're not gonna give your teammate a penalty, definitely not. But is there anyone else, maybe, who's a steward here for FPRL who is watching and can clarify if this is actually gonna be true? But yeah, a lot of people went into the pit lane. Yele and Kos again at the front, P2 and P3 for both of them. Alpha also improving a lot after his collisions in the beginning of the race. He's running now in P4. Like, he was dead last, and he started P11th, he was dead last, now he's P4, so if he can manage to stay there, which he probably won't because he has Tyler, Freeman and Verbram behind him, but if he manages to stay there, he's actually gonna have a pretty good race. and really good for Red Bull as well. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna see the safety car coming in very soon. We're probably gonna see him on lap 15. So yeah, we're gonna wait and see what's gonna be happening as we are halfway done with the race. And currently, Yipe is leading. Right behind him is Yele in the Ferrari, who had a major collision with Kos going into turn 4, which caused them both to crash. And thankfully they managed to get themselves back, but I think we might see some penalties getting handed after the race because of that collision, as well as with Verbram and Tyler. Thankfully Tyler is right in front of him, so he doesn't really have to worry about that again. But yeah, Kos is P3, and it is a 3 and 4 for Red Bull. Already going pretty well so far. Both of them can go until the end, they just have to not crash. Tyler Freeman is P5 right behind Verbram. PW Jones also having a pretty okay race. Let's see where he started at. He was like down below P10. Yeah, he was P14. So he's having a really good race so far. At the moment, my driver of the day, he's really doing well. But we're gonna have to wait until the end of the race. And I don't really like giving driver of the days, because I don't know who to give it to, and then I just say something random. Right behind him, Wesley in the AlphaTauri, also being involved in the collision between Yele and Kos, but thankfully not losing too much time with it. Keys and Maxley, both of the Williams, going P9 and P10, and that is everyone in the points. Maxley also won softs, but he will have to stop again, because, I mean, the softs wear out 7% each lap, and he can go until the end, but he is gonna be in the puncture zone, so it is gonna be very, very difficult for Maxley to actually secure himself to finish. Right behind him, Oli, who got involved in a big incident as well. Kjaerbo, who started last, now P12. Eagle, having a very, very bad race so far, starting from P9 to P13, and just involved in many incidents. Alice Leroy as well, and Little Jack, one of the only other driver who hasn't retired so far. Does Yipe still have this? Yeah, Yipe still has the drive-through. So yeah, Yele and Kos are again gonna be leading, and Alpha is gonna be on the podium. Let's see if he can actually manage to keep up with these frontrunners. As he qualified P11th, so probably not gonna happen. As Yipe goes on, Alpha actually loses a lot from that. He is already gonna be under attack by Tyler and Verbram, as it stays as is, but Verbram and Tyler going side by side. Let's see if this is gonna happen again, as they do make contact even before the corner, but thankfully it wasn't a lot to actually produce some front wing damage for the two. But now Verbram, oh, Alpha getting a very big moment, and I think Verbram is gonna get damage from that, but I don't know, he's still very fast. But that was a very big moment from Alpha, lost him already 7 positions, as PW Jones and Wesley going side by side into the hairpin. Very good racing from both of these drivers. Wesley already going 2 positions up from where he was on the safety car restart, from P8 to P6. As Yipe is still leading, he is gonna have to serve his drive-through penalty in the next 3 laps. So he is gonna lose his lead, unfortunately, probably gonna be last of everyone. So that is gonna be very unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo driver. He's probably gonna have to be hoping for another safety car, because that is gonna be the only chance that he's actually gonna be emerged in the points again. As yeah, he does go into the pit lane, and yeah, you cannot do anything about it. It is done already. As Maxley and Keys going from P9 and P10 to P6 and P7. Also, Williams having a really good race. As Alpha also goes into the pit lane. He presumably got some front wing damage off of this big moment spin, which I didn't really know. So that was very interesting. But Verbram on the mediums, he can go to the end, I think, with these. It is gonna be very close with the tire wear at the end, but if he can manage to get close to these drivers in front, he can maybe challenge for the win, because mediums are way faster than the hards, especially here on this track, even though the tire difference is not really that strong because the track is only made out of straights. But still, the tire difference is gonna be large in these parts, the chicanes, the hairpins, and the entire Sector 1. Wesley also getting very close to him, and let's hope they don't go side by side, as they do go side by side, and Verbram slows down way earlier than the optimal braking point, because he doesn't want to battle for this position and doesn't want to make huge contact. And you can actually see that he's pretty mad behind Wesley here, losing a lot of time battling with him, which he definitely doesn't want. Now the Williamses, both of them also have joined this fight as well for P4, so they are also gonna be securing a whole lot of points if they do manage to. Oh, Keys! No, that is Maxley locks up hugely, goes really deep going into turn 1. Thankfully doesn't lose him a lot of time, only a second, but still, that is not gonna be good for his tires, as he wants to go to the end with these softs. So that is not good for the Williams driver, but let's see if he can back it up again, as Yele and Kos still battling for the win, still in P1 and P2. Kos now has DRS, I think. DRS hasn't been enabled this lap, so let's see if he's gonna be able to do it. Oh, that was a big moment for Kos. Thankfully, nothing was done with it. So yeah, DRS is enabled this lap. The only problem for Kos is that he used all of his DRS trying to get close to him, close to Yele, because Yele is just having incredible pace in this race. So Kos had to use all of his DRS to just stay in the DRS zone. Now that he is actually in the DRS, he doesn't really need to use any of it. He can just try and cruise away and then overtake him on the last lap, if he can do it. But yeah, this battle for the lead is gonna be a long one, I'm gonna presume. Tyler Freeman sets the fast lap of the race so far, 131.1. You do get a additional point for the fastest lap, so getting the fastest lap is very good if you can do it, and also if you're in the points, because the only time that you get the fastest lap or the additional point is if you are within the points, if you are within the top 10, and that is the only time you get the additional point. If you set the fastest lap like Alpha did right now, and you are P13 like he is, below the points, you're not gonna get that additional point. You are just stealing from the driver who had the provisional pole, or the provisional fast lap time. If you're new to Formula 1, points are awarded from P1 to P10 in order: 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1. That's how we award points. In real F1 and in the leagues mostly. Some of the leagues try to, or sometimes do different points, but it's usually the normal points, like I said right now. Also, Tyler Freeman has managed to join in the DRS train between these two, so this is also gonna be very fun to see. We are going to lap 19 already. This race is going very quickly so far, but we also have a battle behind between Wesley and Verbram again. Verbram managing to overtake the AlphaTauri driver right before turn 1, so he doesn't really have anything to go with. That was a very easy overtake indeed. Keys has also managed to get close to these two. As he hits the wall, that is definitely gonna be front wing damage for the Williams, because when I hit that wall it gave me damage, so that's gonna give him damage as well. Or it's not giving him damage. What? Or he just is very quick with front wing damage. We can see it here. And yeah, he still has his front wing, so that is very interesting. Allies there, Roy, managing to get himself into P8 after the first incidents that he had. Maxley also spinning, so very unfortunate for the Williams driver, as he was running very well in today's race the whole time, but looks like it wasn't meant to be. He's already way too behind for points, as well as Alpha and Eagle, who were also having a pretty okay race. But let's get back here. Allies there, where did you start? Alisdir started P13, and I'm gonna be honest, after his earlier incidents, he's having a really good race so far. So he's doing very well. And Little Jack starting from P16 to to P9. So he's also having a pretty good race so far, as we have a safety car! And another Alpha Aston Martin driver crossing the white line. It was very, very subtle, but you could have seen that he crossed that line. And if the stewards do award penalties for crossing the white line in the pit exit or the pit entry, it can be reportable probably. And it is caught on stream, so you're basically screwed. But yeah, we have another safety car which will close the grid up again, which is gonna be a whole lot of fun. I'm gonna be honest, we have 5 laps remaining, and we have so many people fast enough to challenge for the win, and this is just gonna bump everything up to a notch. And I think most of the people are gonna be pitting for softs, like we already see from Keys to Eagle. Everyone already has softs. That is the best strategy, definitely. We're gonna have to wait and see if these drivers also want to go into the pits, as PW Jones gets a drive-through penalty, which is really not good. And he's also maybe gonna get a penalty for the crossing the white line, which still, I don't know. But let's see if these top 6 drivers go into the pit lane for softs. They were just behind, or they were just ahead of the pit entry as the safety car went out, so they had no opportunity to actually go in. So we're gonna go on board with ELA, let's see if he goes in. He is gonna go in. Kos follows him right behind, Tyler follows him, Bram follows him, Wesley follows him, but Ala is there. Let's see what he's gonna be able to do. He also goes in. So this is gonna be fun. This is surely gonna be a lot of fun, and this is maybe gonna promote Keys a lot of positions, but it is gonna be very close. Let's see if he's gonna be able to make it, as people are going out. No, unfortunately Keys is gonna stay P6. He only gets 1 position because of Ali's there. But still, we have all of the front runners here now from P1 to P6. Only Yipe and Lewis and Eagle are missing, unfortunately, but yeah, their races were really bad. Yipe maybe still has a chance to get some points for Alfa Romeo. He is running in P10. Maybe he has a good opportunity after the safety car restart. Maybe overtaking Little Jack as they ramped up with Jones. We saw that he has the pace, so it's just gonna be if he has enough laps to do it, because we are gonna have only 3 or 2 laps remaining when the safety car comes in. So it is gonna be very, very close and very tight between the top 6 drivers. And this is what I've been waiting for. Like, we saw how close these drivers were in Q2. Let's see if it's gonna stay this way in these final few laps of the race. And speaking of the final few laps of the race, we are already on lap 21. The race is already gonna be over, and it went by so quickly. It was insane. This race has been incredible to watch. We had so many incidents between everyone, a clash between the championship leader, and Yele, the fastest guy today. It was insane. Yep, it was a good race, Ollie. I don't know if you were here all the time, but I don't think you were, because I did say some things that I wanted you to answer, but looks like now you're avoiding me. I was avoiding you, and now you're avoiding me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember what I said. Oh, actually, I remember. Do you stewards award penalties for crossing the white line in the pit entry and the pit exit? That's what I wanted to know. Because I caught on stream 2 people that crossed that line on the pit entry. Okay. So do the drivers report that, or do we also report that? How does that work? Okay then. So yeah, you can see on the stream later if you want. I caught, I think, BW Jones and someone else who crossed the pit entry line. It was a bit excessive, in my opinion. I'm not a steward, so I don't really know how to think about this situation, but you can watch it later and you can see for yourself. And because you're a Division 1 driver, you can maybe report that as well. Even though you're probably not gonna get anything out of it, because you're not racing today. But I mean, I don't know. But the safety car should be coming in this lap if Ollie and the Eagle manage to get to this train. And there we go. Thankfully they did, because if it crossed the final corner, it would not have gotten in. So we are gonna have 3 full laps of racing here. It is gonna be insane. Yele already just squeezing Kos off of the track. Already just using all of the space that he has. So let's see if Yele is gonna be able to make or break it. He does have that 5-second time penalty. As he nearly loses it. Oh, that was very close. As he is still gonna be leading, as we might have 3 wide coming into turn 1 between Tyler, Wesley, and Keys. Thankfully, all is gonna go well, as Wesley has managed to overtake Keys for P5. As he's now going to attack Tyler, but this is not a place where you want to overtake someone, so he stays behind, but he's still right behind his gearbox and his diffuser, as Tyler actually makes a very big mistake and he spins. He is on the racing line, but thankfully he moves away. That was very close, but Yipe was caught by that, and yes, he was. He actually gets a 5-second time penalty for collision with Tyler, or for Yipe. That was very close. I don't know how everyone else avoided this collision, but yeah, this is not gonna be good. Or at least it's gonna be good for everyone else. At least Ollie's now in the points, if he can somehow get rid of that penalty, when his race was going very, very badly. But Maxley now also trying to challenge here for P7 right behind Alpha. Also getting a chance to redeem himself, already using all of his ZRS that he has, and that is gonna be a very easy overtake for the Williams driver. And the top 4 drivers still very close and forming a little bit of a train. Yele and Kos extending their gaps a little bit between Wesley. Wesley having a pretty difficult very difficult final few laps to try and catch these guys up, but they are all gonna be promoted because of the penalty, so Wesley is still on the podium, presumably, if he doesn't do that. If he doesn't do that, then he's on the podium. But Kos is gonna be winning again. Verbram is gonna be second, and Wesley is gonna be third. And he corner cuts again, as Alisdir also corner cuts. Speaking of Alisdir, he's also having a pretty good race so far, as he is gonna be under pressure from Maxley right behind him. Maxley being pretty fast in that Williams, so let's hope that Alisdir is not gonna crack under pressure and spin on these last 2 laps. As we have a yellow flag. Who is that for? That is from Eagle. Oh, that is very unfortunate for Eagle. Eagle really not having the best race. Starting from P9, showing that he had incredible qualifying pace, but then screwing it all up in Q3. As Alpha is gonna get overtaken by Ollie Horwood around the outside, as we have another spin from Keys, so Keys is not gonna be challenging for anything anytime soon. But that was a pretty easy overtake for Ollie. Now he has Maxley right ahead of him, and Ollie is gonna finish in the points. There is a 8-second gap between himself and PW Jones, so he is probably gonna finish P9, as Alisdir and Maxley going side by side into turn 1, making a little bit of a contact as they spin, or actually Maxley spins, and Ollie was involved in this contact, unfortunately. Oh, this is not what you want to see. And somehow PW Jones avoids all of that. Yeah, that's not good. Let's just go on board with this battle here for the top 4. Yele thankfully is not gonna lose a lot by his penalty here. Oh, he actually spins. He makes a mistake, so he's now gonna lose. If he's gonna be 5 seconds between himself and Alpha, which it is just 5 seconds, so he has to really push this final few corners. But it is gonna be probably Kos winning. He has 6/10 difference between himself and Verbram, but the only thing that Verbram and Wesley have right now is the DRS. Are they gonna be able to manage with it? Are they gonna be able to make it stick? Both of them don't have any ERS. All 3 actually don't have ERS to use on these final 2 corners as they go into the final corner of the race. And Kos is gonna be the winner. Back to back from Bahrain to Saudi Arabia. He wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, as Verbram is gonna finish P2 and Wesley is gonna be P3. Yele just about finishes P4, Alpha P5. Very good race from the Red Bull driver, as he did have luck in the beginning of the race and in qualifying. Little Jack is gonna finish for double points for Ferrari, which they probably didn't see that last time because Little Jack I think retired. Aston Martin also double points. Eagle actually getting himself in the points, and P9 also having a disaster of a race, and Ollie Horwood somehow also getting himself in the points while being involved in the incident between Alisdir and Maxley. And we do have a big pile up here at the finish line. Speaking of Maxley, he finishes P11 just outside the points. Tyler Freeman also outside the points. Yipe is gonna take the fastest lap of the race, but unfortunately he is not gonna get that point because he is only P13. And still Alfa Romeo not having a good season so far. 2 races in a row not having the best races. Definitely this was the worst of the bunch, as both outside the points, P13 and 1 DNF. Very unfortunate for Alfa Romeo, which is my team as well. I drive for them in Division 2, so I am very sad. I'm very sad. But still, a very, very good race between everyone here. It was very entertaining to watch. And it's loading very longly. No, that's not how you say it. I don't know how to English. But anyway, here he is, Kos, like we said before, winning back-to-back from Bahrain going into Saudi Arabia and winning this race as well, showing his Max Verstappen pace even though he's from Greece. I think that's a Greece flag. Yeah, that's a Greece flag. But yeah, showing that he's really fast in that Red Bull, and that Red Bull, even in the game, can be very fast if you give the car to the right person. And Kos currently leading by 50 points, maybe 51 points if he got the fast lap in Bahrain, but getting a very big gap between himself and Wesley, who finished P3. So Wesley's gonna have 34 or 33 points as well if he got the fast lap. But Kos really showing that he is the one to beat this season, and I cannot wait to see what he has to show for the next 20 races. Yes, 20 races remaining, but it's gonna probably just go by quickly. And I didn't even see the standings. Nice! The game is very good. But yeah, it was a very good race. I really did enjoy this. This was probably one of the best races I've probably seen from Euro. Like, Bahrain was really close. Bahrain was really close. Because that was also always action between Kos and Wesley, but this race was just insane. Saudi Arabia always delivers very good races. Like, it's insane. I think so. Saudi Arabia has been one of the best additions in Formula 1 in terms of tracks, in my opinion. Like, I can remember just how people were skeptical in the beginning when they saw the layout and they thought that you couldn't overtake anywhere, and then you see we had 2 races in real life, very good races, and then in the leagues we also have incredible races. Like, every race I've been on Jeddah has just been phenomenal to watch or to drive on. It's just insane. Yeah, my game's probably gonna crash when I exit, so I'm gonna say everything here. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I don't know if I can maybe check the followers, because if I alt tab the stream is probably gonna crash. So I'm gonna try to leave the game afterwards when I say everything, and then I'm gonna thank everyone who has followed and all of that. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the race and the commentary, you can follow us on Twitch. We are also getting these streams on YouTube. Our YouTube is finally getting some attention, getting active, so if you missed some of the action that you wanted to see here today, you can watch them on YouTube. The races are uploaded like almost the same day or the day after, so usually that time, so you can check that out as well. Also subscribe. You can also leave a comment, subscribe, leave a like, whatever, because it really helps us out. Thank you again for Skull Candy and GoPro for sponsoring, because the stream could not have been possible without them. Their links are also below the stream, or on the main page of the league on Twitch. You can check them out as well. You can also follow us on Instagram and probably Twitter. I don't know if we have Twitter, because you can keep up to date with who the driver of the day is. The driver of the day is voted by the drivers themselves and the viewers as well. You choose who the driver of the day is. And speaking of doing that, we actually have a official Fprl Discord where you can also join and race alongside us. It's also on the main page of Twitch. You can just chill if you don't want to race, because the league is very friendly and very communicative. No, that's not how you say it. It's very active. That's what I wanted to say. It's very active, and if you don't want to race, just chill in chat or the voice calls. Almost all the time people are in the voice calls, so you can meet some of the drivers that you see here today, and you can chat, and you can just have fun, play some games, and that's it. I think I said everything, so I hope that the game is not gonna crash, but if it does, thank you everybody so much for watching. I really do hope that you have enjoyed today's stream and the commentary, and we will see you tomorrow for another Fprl race for Division 3. And let's hope that it doesn't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. It didn't crash! Yes! You didn't crash, let's go. That is very nice. So yeah, let's read out the follows. So thank you Evis for the follow and Maxley for the follow. Now that I can finally read this. So yeah, thank you for all the follow, we really appreciate it. But anyways, we'll see you next time. Take care and have a good night.